This is a quilt tutorial for beginners, and I show you how you can start your quilt and make the half square triangle unit. Hi everyone, I hope you have been enjoying your week so far. My name is Sini and I'm a fashion and textile designer, and I have a fashion business. In my business I know how much fabric is wasted all the time in the production process, and there's always little bits left behind that you can't really use for anything. That's why I've started this Scrap to Fab series to showcase different ways I can utilize my scraps. In today's episode I'm going to show you how I can make a patchwork quilt out of the scraps. This project is perfect for any beginner quilter, although it's quite a long project, so I've had to divide it in different episodes. In this first episode I'm going to show you how to make the half square triangle unit. Half square triangles are the most common and versatile units in patchwork quilt making. So without further ado, let's get right into the first episode. What I need for this DIY patchwork quilt project is some scraps that are big enough depending on the size of the square you want to make. I need a template for the square when I cut it. Either I can buy one that is ready made in the right size, that is made from plastic like this. I have made this from a cardboard and it's 6 by 6 inches, and that's the size I want it to be. Then I have this quilting ruler that is very handy. This is a 24-inch ruler, which is very useful for this kind of projects. And then I have my cutter and scissors. I also need some pins for this project, and these kind of clips are very handy for quilting. I start by drawing around my template so I know where to cut. And then I repeat this depending on how many squares I want to make. Then I cut out the squares with the cutter and the ruler. I have cut now 140 pieces of fabric, and for the next part I need to do the half square triangles. I could do this quilt with these squares if I don't want the extra work of making the triangles. So I could easily build the quilt from these if I want to. Here you can see all the squares I have cut out. I don't have equal amount of each fabric as I was using scraps, so the quilt design is going to be a bit more random. I'll see what I can do with these squares. I need 2 pieces of fabric that are different. I need to lay the fabrics on top of each other, and then I put a pin or this clip somewhere to hold it in place, and then I need to make a diagonal line from corner to corner. I can do this with a pen because it doesn't matter, it's going to be cut out, but this is showing where the middle is. So it's a guide when I'm sewing to show where I'm meant to be sewing. I need to sew a 1/4 inch, which is approximately a centimeter away from this line, so I can follow the lines on the sewing machine. And I need to do it on both sides. And then I cut where the line is. I will show you this step by step. So again, I'll take the 2 fabrics and I draw the line. You can see that my squares are not exactly the same size, but that doesn't really matter that much in this stage because I can trim it all afterwards anyway. To start sewing the half square triangles together. I'm going to use this sort of a pale mint color because my fabrics are in this sort of color range, so I just want a kind of a neutral color for all my fabrics. So what I do is I have my line here that I drew, so now I need to sew 1/4 inch or 1 centimeter away from this line. I can follow the lines of the sewing machine. It's the first line I can see here. I need to follow. So I'll just place the line on the first line, and then my sewing machine will then sew in a correct place. And I'm going to chain piece the pieces together, so I don't stop after one piece. I'm going to continue straight to the next piece. So I just do a couple of stitches in between and I go to the next piece. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. With the piecing, I don't have to use the back stitch. I just can go straight on. I need to do all of these this one way, and then I need to come back the other side, the same thing, 1/4 inch away from this line. I'll show you how I come back. So my pieces are joined together in a chain. So I do the same, so I line it up. So I line this line on the first line here and I start sewing. So now I have finished my sewing and I'm just going to cut these pieces apart from each other. So now I need to cut this square into 2 triangles, so I do it by cutting through this line here. Now I have 2 triangles joined together, and this is the half square triangle. Now I need to press all these half square triangles open. So I'm going to open the square up and then I'm going to press the seam on one side so it becomes flat. And now I have my square. Here you can see all my half square triangles. It's quite a big pile here, and now I'm going to do the final stage, which is to trim these squares down to 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. So here is my half square triangle and I need to make it 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I can either use a square ruler, which is in the right size. I have my ruler here where I have marked 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, so I need to fit my square inside here. So you can see that it pretty much fits inside these guides. So I just need to trim these edges off which are coming out. And now I have the correct size half square triangle. My angle of the triangle is 90 degrees as well. So now I just need to tackle the rest of these and trim them all down. In the next episode I'm going to show you how I can design and put together the quilt top. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do, so you don't miss the second part of this project. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for the part 2. Bye!